Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be all about this little bag and an update on how I've changed this wallet into a bag, basically. So I want to show you these two different chains that I have, both from companies who have given me a discount code. So I will share those chains, share those options with you, and show you, how I think I'm going to carry the bag. So let's go ahead and get started. So a quick recap on the bag in general. This bag is a wallet. They made the exact same wallet and wallet on chain in the mid-90s. So that is where this is from. The only difference is really between it and the Timeless in Caviar now is that this has been moved up, and I believe that this the zipper is slightly different as well, or in a slightly different place. Otherwise, it's basically exactly the same design as it kind of always has been. Because of the placement of this, a chain was tricky. I didn't want it to rub this part off, and I also didn't want a chain to just, when you opened it up, just fly right out. So let me give you an example of what that would look like. So if I were to just take a chain with lobster clasps and put it like this, and then just put it inside of the bag, see, it covers where the Chanel is, or it kind of falls into there, but it works, right? I can close it, I can use it like a bag. But when I go to open it, it just kind of falls off. It just falls right out of there. You open it and the flap just falls. So it doesn't really work super nicely like that. So I was trying to figure out some different ways I wanted to do this, and I did some research, and I discovered that there are a couple of things that people are doing. One, very few people are actually like modifying the bag, because if you modify the bag, which had been my original plan, and put a piece of leather here, again, you lose the Chanel, but also it doesn't have the ability to go back to what it originally was. So I didn't necessarily want to modify this one because it is this beautiful vintage wallet, but I did want to be able to use it as a bag. So this first chain is from Dress Up Your Purse, and again, I have a discount code for them down below. It is a thicker woven chain. It looks very similar to what you think of when you think of Chanel chains, right? With the woven in between. It is a much lighter weight chain. So if you're worried about weight, this one works quite nicely. It is more of a, like a lighter gold. So it's not the exact same gold as a vintage Chanel piece would be. It is a lighter gold. I think that the spacing of this, and this is another, they have two different chains like this. This one has, this one she actually helped make with my input, because it has a smaller D-ring clasp. The other one is larger, so it would rub against the bag and take up more room inside of it. So this one has a smaller clasp, but it does have similar links to the larger Chanel bags, not as small as the typical wallet on chain is. So this one would work perfectly for the larger Chanel bags, and then can also work for the wallet on chain. And then it has the smaller clasps. And the reason that I wanted the smaller clasps was because I didn't want to do it like I just showed you, where you just put it inside. I had figured out that the best way to actually close this bag is to use this zipper compartment right here. Because it has little holes automatically in it, the zipper doesn't take over the whole bit. You can put your chain inside of here and let it stick out, and then when you open it, it is attached to this. So let me give you an example. I'm just weaving this through, which again is why I wanted the smaller D-ring, and then I can easily kind of finagle. This is not even a D-ring, it's like a circle ring. I can easily finagle that into here, and then I can, do the other side and pull this through and put the chain inside that way, and attach these chains together in here. And then I still have access to this whole thing. This chain is quite thick, so it does take up a lot of this pocket, but you still have the one here, you still have this, you have the zipper, you have the back zipper. So there's quite a bit you can do with it. And again, it doesn't come out because it's attached under this zipper. And then I discovered that some other things that people do is that they use the credit card slots in the back to put a credit card sized piece of felt back here, and you can add small like D rings, like circles, and then the rings that go through to that credit card and use that as a strap. I do think that the card would still potentially come out. So what I realized is, again, I want to use this pocket, but I might use it with a piece of felt. And the reason for using the felt versus the D-ring that connects together, and again, either one works. If you want a chain that you can use for multiple things, that's the way to do it. But this one is from Gift Yet, and Gift Yet has these chains where you can actually modify it. You can get whichever kind you want. They have a few different options. You can do regular lobster clasps. You can do this. You can do different colors of metal, and then it's this small size is the one that I was looking at. So the small size looks more like the typical wallet on chain. The hardware I chose was the antique, and I also chose caviar leather. So it really does match this quite well. And I was able to customize it with them. Because it has these T rings instead, it takes up less room. So you have this piece right here, and then you can just stick this through, and it doesn't take up as much room in something as the other clasp does. It also means that you can use a shorter chain. Not that that matters so much, but to me, it's easier to get my hand in and use the pocket against a piece of felt. And it also has its own little like storage bit than it is against a chain. But either one works. Again, if you want the ability to use it for other bags as well, then it's nice to have the chain option. So they have two different credit card sizes you can do as well. Because this is connected right here, I can't show you what it would look like if I just put it there, but I could just slip this into the wallet or into the bag itself and use it this way. It does still, of course, have the option of falling out, but there's like a little bit kind of keeping it in. I do think using this works better. The only difference is that on the typical wallet and chain, the strap comes out right there. So when you open the bag, it looks more like the typical one because the strap is here rather than in here. But personally, I don't think that's too big of a deal. And for the extra security, I do like adding it in here. So let me show you how to do that.
So here's a large piece of felt, and because it takes over most of the size, you have to actually fold it into the bag. Luckily, it's flexible, so that's not too difficult to do. And then once you get that in there, you have to kind of finagle the chain in again through the little hole on the side, pull it up, and then get that T into the ring. Once you've done that on both sides, there you go. But with this, what's really interesting is you actually get an extra kind of slip pocket on the felt itself, so you really can use this part of the bag now. You could use it with the other chain, but it is more in the way, and because this is black, it's also a little bit more hidden, which is really nice. So that's how it works, and then it still looks perfect, and I think looks exactly the same as the other wallet on chain.
So both of those options are really great ones for altering this, which I was able to get at a much cheaper price than the typical wallet on chain. The chains themselves are not that expensive, and being able to modify it and keep it as a little clutch, keep it as a little wallet, or use it as a crossbody was really something I wanted to do. So I'm very, very pleased with it, and I'm excited about both of these chain options and the different possibilities that I can make with them. So I will leave discount codes to both of them down below, which don't need to only be used for this kind of chain, can be used for anything in those stores. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a future video. Bye.